everyone, welcome back to my channel. So right into it, you might be thinking, Tabitha, why do you have 6P Plus gel polish bottles on the screen? It's because I had the honor of helping with this collection. These are 6 new pink colors for a variety of skin tones, and I wanted to swatch them for you today. So we have Why So Sweet, Mean Girl, Naive, Pouty Pink, Prim and Proper, She's a Knockout, and this just goes back through them. So I wanted to show you guys today swatches. It's going to be on a nude base, but just so you can see the colors, how they look. I love the P Plus brushes. They have that rounded edge. I try to say end and edge. That rounded brush, which is great to fit around the cuticle area. It makes polishing just so satisfying. This color here is Mean Girl, and Mean Girl it's a pink. It's medium toned. It has brown in it. It's great. I mean, it's very neutral. I wanted these colors. I mean, not that I had put all these colors together, but I guess the whole thing, I mean, not just me, but my Elegance team wanted to put colors together that would be, beautiful pinks for any body, but some more, neutral, casual, office, dainty, but whatever you want to do with them also, of course. So these are not going to be your hot, neon bright pinks. This one is Pouty Pink. It has this pearlescent kind of shimmer color. These are one of these colors also you could take and you can add some texture on the surface before you cure it, like some little swirls and things like that. So this is Pouty Pink. It's a little more cool toned, has some more white to it. Look at that beautiful shimmer though. It is so pretty. And I cut the lights off just so you can see that pearlescent shimmer. So this collection also comes with a classic white. They surprisingly, like Elegance, didn't have a just straight up white in their collection, and the white is amazing. So stay tuned for that. This is one of my absolute favorite. And you're like, Tabitha, is that a pink? It is. It's a more neutral, nude tone, but it's definitely pink, definitely brown. Look how beautiful that is. Look at it on her skin tone. So on her skin tone, you could definitely tell that is more pink than her skin tone. So it is a pink. Definitely is more nude, neutral. It's warm. Definitely more brown, of course. And that is a must have. So this color is Prim and Proper. And Prim and Proper is like a strawberry pink. And this is going to be great, really great, as a kind of neutral business officey pink for, anybody who wants it. But it's going to look good on medium and darker skin tones. There's not a lot of white to it. But it's soft. It's definitely still pink. You see what I'm saying? It's still pink, but it doesn't have a lot of, that white. It's not a light, bright pink. So it's, it kind of works better with a variety of, deeper, warmer, darker, more olive skin tones, honestly. So this color I love. It is Naive. Naive it's a soft pink, definitely, as you can see. It is a little sheer. It's not super sheer. There's one that's super sheer. It's Why So Sweet. This one is slightly sheer. And again, we're over that nude base, but you can imagine you can put it over, of course, the natural nail bed. These can be used over acrylic, over hard gel. They can be used as a regular gel mani. They have the base and the top coat, just so you can know. So just so you know. So this is a semi-sheer color. I absolutely love it. So you can kind of play with the opacity and the amount of color and coverage. But again, this is over that nude. But have fun. Like, you see how beautiful this is? It's not saying too much. It's not too bright pink. It's not too white or anything. So this one is Why So Sweet. And this is one of my favorites because you can use it for a lot of different things. So it's a sheer pink. And you can I did a live on the Light Elegance page. You could do a beautiful rose quartz with this. It's great for Frenches. You can just paint the solid on the nail over a clear nail. I just want to show you guys on a clear tip how it looks, that it's definitely a sheer pink, but you can build it up. You can build up that coverage and you can play with it. So not just for coverage on the nail. I want to show it on that clear because you can see it on her nails, but she has that nude, but you can see how that looks between the nude on her pinky and the Why So Sweet, how we kind of change things. So not a part of the Pink Plus collection, which you can buy all 6 together, but Classic White came out at the same time. It is a wonderful white that I am going to do our tutorial on today. So it's a beautiful, beautiful full coverage opaque white. It's not too mega opaque that it can't cure correctly. I don't know if you've experienced that, but this is the set we're going to do. It's very simple. It's not long and elaborate. This is something that's kind of quick, in and out, more so kind of a salon set. It is a refill, just so you know. So this is not going to be from scratch. And all this is like Elegance except the flowers, but we'll get into that. So this is my client's previous set after about 3 or 4 weeks. Now she has full coverage gel tips on. They lasted really well, but she started a new kind of, I think, a seasonal part-time job, and her hands were doing a lot, I think, in water and chemicals. So she was like, we need to take these down. And she had a little lifting on a side of a couple nails, which she said didn't happen till, the job situation. So with this, which I didn't do, giving that information is use probably Air Bond to kind of help with that. So that's my advice. Do better than me. So you can see she has that lifting, and I'm using the Speedy bit to take down the gel polish and to debulk these as well, and to take down the length. I'm using it at about 22,000, 24,000 RPMs. Just to make sure we have that speed, so we're not, producing more heat than we need to. So I'm slowly taking this down. You see that lifting? It looks crazy. It looks bad, but you guys know how it is. It lifts, and then you live life, and that happens. So I'm slowly taking it down. If you are less comfortable with the E-file, the closer you get to the natural nail, you can go down in aggressiveness with the bit. Which eventually I will do when we get to like a super low down. We got some bare nail showing and still thin product. I'll go down to the shaper bit, which is a diamond bit, a crosscut style diamond bit, and further, take down that product, even it out, and get any remaining lifting. So again, I took that length down. Like I said, she wanted them cut down. We went with square. She just wanted a simple, short, square set, and she wanted white one more time before summer went out. And I was like, oh joy, I have this amazing new white. Let's use it. So I'm just further with a light touch. This is not hurting my client. She's not experiencing any heat, any discomfort at all, because we have it on that higher speed. It seems counterintuitive, but when you have that higher speed on those aggressive bits, it allows the bit to move across the surface of the nail instead of dig in as much or at all. So now I am taking that shaper bit as mentioned, and I'm using that top corner, that 90-degree angle, to kind of get in those sidewall areas to further remove any remaining lifting. We don't want any lifting. We don't have to completely remove and take down all this product because we are going to be filling and polishing over it. So now I'm using the Cutie Patootie bit, and I'm using this bit to kind of push back the eponychium, which is the live skin, the cuticle area, and remove cuticle on the nail plate. Again, using that 90-degree corner on the end of the bit to my advantage. This bit specifically has diamond burrs on the actual top surface of the bit that is facing the live skin, so it'll push back that skin and kind of buff it, start that process of getting that dead mangly skin off. So now I'm going in with an itty bitty bit and just further kind of removing any dead skin left, which is our cuticle, and getting in those nooks and crannies and going over the entire surface. With diamond bits, you can go over the entirety of the nail. We want to keep that angle down with this bit because it has that point. We don't want to create any rings, so we want to keep this bit really parallel with the natural nail. And I use this bit in both directions, so I'll use it going forward, and as you can see now, I'm using it in reverse. So I'm using it going from left to right. I am right-handed, so that's what direction reverse would be for me. If you're left-handed, it's going to be the opposite. So I cleansed the nails off with the Pro Cleanser, dusted them and everything like that. And then I'm going to use tack. Now, what I should have done was use Air Bond and then tack. But her next appointment isn't as far away and they're not as long. So she really generally gets good wear out of her nails. This client is not a new client, but she's an old client, recently returned. So this is only my, I think, second set on her, third. So right here where we had that lifting, we had a little piece that went MIA. So I just used a form and then natural fiber just to kind of replace that. So I'm using something that you may find out about in October. And we're going to use this as our refill product. So I'm applying a slip layer first, which is a very thin layer we're going to polish. It kind of helps tell the gel where to go, where not to go. And then I'm going to take some more product and just float that over and let that self-level with that slip layer that we applied. And then I'm gently moving the gel just to kind of allow it to flow to the areas it needs to. And then I like to just flash cure real quick with a little LED flashlight, just to make sure when the client puts their hands in the light that we don't get a lot of movement. So I'm just going to repeat this slip layer, and look at this application. It's just super quick. Yeah, just so, I don't know, maybe you'll find out in October. I don't know. Anyways, so same flash cure, and then we're moving on to filing and shaping. Now I want to show you guys, we got a little gel on her skin on this nail. That's the one we had to fix and get over there, enter excuse there. Anyways, but we can easily fix it with the preppy bit. I absolutely love this bit for cleanup. Separate the product from the skin. Now, we don't want to make a habit out of this at all, but if you got a little oopsie daisy, separate the skin, go in with that file and touch the product, not the skin, and file that down. After that, I'm going in again with my shaper bit just to further flesh out the cuticle area and just to shape the surface, refine it. I also use this in place of buffing. So after this, I clean up. I already had shaped it. I didn't mention it. We already shaped and everything. That's why you see the surface already filed. I kind of hand filed it a little bit. I did hand file it a little bit. So I'm just further refining the shape. You see me, again, fleshing out the cuticle area. The cuticle area look wet. It's shiny because it hasn't been filed at all. And I don't like to use hand files around the cuticle area. It's uncomfortable for me as a person who is not a client, so I don't want to do that on a client. I don't want to sit here and scrape up your cuticle area and make it raw. So I prefer for buffing and in general, I don't usually hand file. I don't even know why I did. I don't know. But I did. So the nails are ready for our design, which again, super easy. I'm using the new Classic White P+. I've been keeping this on my desk. I have some products that are like my go-to, keep them right there products. And this has quickly been the white to go to. It has very great coverage and opacity, and but it's not too thick. It can be used in different, I really like it. I'm gonna be honest. It's not because it's a light elegance video. It's because it's hard to find a good white. And white is one of those things that people think is easy and simple, and they'll come in to the salon asking for, I just want something simple, just white nails, whether it's gel polish, acrylic, whether it's on the toes, regular polish. White, generally speaking, in multiple mediums, it's in the nail world, is hard to make a good one. When I first started doing nails, I was not trying to paint anybody's nails white. Like, that was the worst sounding thing next to a pink and white French. But when you have good quality product, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot, over the years, I guess chemistry has gotten better, amongst, the nail community, and well, at least, the people who make these products, like Elegance. So what I found is you'll see some companies will be like, oh, we have a great super opaque white. And it'll be that. The thing is it won't polish well. It won't self-level. And that is a problem. This gel polish self-levels. And you're like, well, we're not building. Why does it matter if it self-levels? Well, with the self-leveling, that means when we brush it, we're getting brush strokes, as you see. But honestly, they're not as much because, again, the beautiful brush, there's great density in this brush, which means there's less brush strokes, but we still get, some indentation that the brush was there. So what's going to happen is as that gel, I've just put that nail to the background, that gel is going to self-level, as I mentioned, which means that those indentations from the brush, no matter, how good or bad they are, I should say prominent or visible, it's going to self-level. That means there's different heights of product on the nail on a very small level, of course, but we have hills and valleys from the brush strokes. So when we have one that self-levels well, those hills and valleys will kind of even out, which means we won't get that shadowing. And especially once we do a second coat. I did not need to do a third coat with this white. So the first coat, and a lot of gel polishes will look crazy and like, oh, this is not a thing. Apply your gel polish thin. I don't care which brand, what you're doing. Apply your gel polish thin. Unless it's a very super unique situation. If you're sitting here polishing like this, polish it thin. If it doesn't look right on the first layer, that's fine. We need to get some pigment on there. We have a quality gel polish. It'll come together on the second coat. As you can see, this came together on the second coat. Now, every once in a while, a color will need a third coat. What I personally look for in a quality gel polish brand is I want 2-coat coverage. 1 coat's even better. 2 coats. Now, when we get into the 3-coat, 4-coat, 5-coat category, and it's not for art technique, it's just to get this cute, orange color, and we have to apply 4 coats, and now the nail's all thick and misshapen and everything like that. To me, that's a signal, a sign of I don't want to use that brand. So to me, the standard to me is 2 coats or less to look beautiful. Again, unless we're doing a certain art technique, like, again, like the rose quartz, there's a million layers in that, but it's an art technique. So I digress from that. So once we get that polish, the 2 layers, of course, we put in the light between each layer. I'm going in with super shiny. My client just wanted shiny white nails, which I definitely recommend because matte is another situation. So we're applying super shiny on here. What I didn't show is after they're top coated, cured in the light, I wiped off the tacky layer. Super shiny has a tacky layer, so I just wiped it off. So now on these nails, I'm using a foil gel, which like Elegance does not make. Hear me, they do not make it. But I have some recommendations in other videos if you want a quality foil gel. Some foil gel, simple floral foil, and we're transferring that over. Now I wanted to put this in this video because I'm using Jimmy Gel to essentially encapsulate this foil on the surface of the nail. Jimmy Gel I absolutely love for things like this. So it's not just building the nail, it's not just a base. You can use it for different art techniques. So if you have certain things that are hard, like art items, decals, stickers, like striping tape that's hard to stay on the nail and you kind of need to encapsulate it, with my air quotes, encapsulate it, or you have like a little bit of a chunky glitter, a few pieces you want to put, Jimmy Gel is great for that, to secure those things and make sure the surface is nice and smooth. Foils can have wearing problems. I recommend you don't apply them right at the edge. You leave a few millimeters away and then you go in with, for me, Jimmy Gel to essentially encapsulate, cure that. You can regain your shape if you need to, and then go in and top coat as normal. So I went in and top coat with super shiny, and then that was that. So I'm using the brush on nail glue on her pinkies to set these crystals. There's 2 little boop boop crystals. She wanted a little something, so they're white opal crystals. We applied them with the brush on nail glue as mentioned, and I'm using fiber and the bling stylus, the needle one, to go and secure these crystals. And now we don't want to apply this on top of the crystal, just literally around the edge, maybe go up, but I don't literally know the measurements, a half of a millimeter. I don't know. We don't want to be on top of the surface of the crystal because we still want it to sparkle. Even though these are white opals, they don't have much sparkle to them. So now I'm using the Smile Line Bling brush, and I'm just blending out the edges of that fiber gel, just so we don't have a line of demarcation, so you can't see where that is. And then we'll cure. So again, we'll just repeat the process, that bling stylus, and we're using the fiber gel again to secure the crystals to seal around them and to make sure they don't go anywhere, because I'm mindful when my clients tell me, just what's happening, we've been doing with life. And she's like, I got a new job, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing manual things, or I'm doing this now. Then I take that in consideration to how I apply, my art and everything. So I'm considering that she is having a new job. Her hands are in different things. So let's make sure these are on here. So I'm using the swirly brush and super shiny to go in and polish around the crystals right next to them. A little bit on the edge, but not on top of them. So once we get it on there, I'm going to use again that swirly brush. It's just because it was tiny. I had it on hand. And I'll go in and make sure it's all the way sealed around those crystals. And right then you see I'm applying a little more product just to kind of even that out a little bit so we don't have a major indentation or anything. So we cured the fiber gel first before we did that, just to kind of go back and make sure. Then we sealed in with our top coat, and that is it. I wiped off the tacky layer again from the surface of super shiny, and this is our set. Again, it's not crazy, it's simple salon every day. I want some cute white nails set. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please check out the new Pink Plus collection and the classic white. The classic white is sold separately. The Pink Plus collection, you can buy the colors individually or in the collection. You get a little bit of a better price if you do so. So I would love for you to check them out. I love these pinks, and it was a pleasure and honor to get to have input and participate in this collection. So I thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and let's put a pink heart emoji down below for the Pink Plus collection. Bye.